Welcome to dentReviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Etymotic ER4S in-ear monitor earphone. This is sort of a special occasion because I think this is probably my favorite all-time earphone. I haven't done any reviews to date just because there's so much information I want to cover on this earphone. So I'm going to start today with just a simple overview of the earphone, and I'm going to split it into a series with different sections on all the topics that I want to cover. So this is the basic overview. The Etymotic ER4S is probably a very, very referenced studio quality headphone, as most would call it. In my opinion, that's very accurate. It's a very neutral frequency response, incredible mids, treble. The bass is great, but where most people find that they lack is the sub bass, which I'll go into in more detail in another video. But basically, below, say, 50, 60 hertz, the sub bass drops off at an increasing slope. And some people find that they lack bass. I don't really find that that's true. I think with the right tips and the right fit, they give a very high quality bass. It may not be the meatiest, thickest in terms of amplitude and punch, but it's very tight, clean, and high quality bass. And I don't find that you hear any less bass details. You just don't get the weight of the bass that you might get with another earphone. However, they respond extremely well to equalization. So if you EQ that sub bass back up, I don't think I've heard an earphone that sounds as good with such a simple modification. So the Etymotic ER4S, Etymotic as they pronounce it, I believe. This is the housing, the red filter, which I'll show you the different filters later. This model is a little bit of the older style, which has a red and blue housing connector. It's like sort of a 45-degree angle. It's kind of interesting. It works well once you see how I fit them. The cable is a nice, fairly robust, durable feeling cable. The newer models are all black on both sides, and they have a slightly, I don't know if it's thinner, but it's a braided cable. And I've heard that both are very good. They're very, very renowned at being a reliable, durable cable in general. No earphone is perfect, and under heavy use you might wear out at certain points. But nonetheless, this is typically known to be a very durable earphone. In the center you have a resistor. This is the ER4S model. There are 3 models. So this one has the resistor for the S model built into the cable. And then it's sort of joined here, and you can see it's twisted within like a sheath at the bottom. It feels pretty durable. And then you have a right angle connector, which is very robust and durable. I like that a lot, actually. Some people might not like it if it doesn't fit into their particular phone case or MP3 player case, but it's still very durable, and it's not the largest one I've ever seen. But it's a bit on the hefty side, I guess you could say. Back to the versions, there are 3 versions, the P, the S, and the B, and that's in the order of their treble frequency. The P version is for portable use, and essentially it's a more sensitive model which is louder at any given volume, but at the cost of having a slightly lower treble response. Still very neutral and very referenced, but just on a little bit of the softer side. Some people might like that because they get the impression of a little bit more bass, although in reality there's no difference in the bass response. It's just a slightly lower treble frequency. So in relative to the treble, yes, but there's no actual bass quality improvement as much as just a relative volume difference. The S is what I would consider the neutral version, which has a very, very neutral frequency response straight across the board. I'll go into a little bit more depth and talk about the filters in another video, but needless to say, it's more of the neutral version. The B version is the binaural version. It's a little bit more of a special use version. It has even further enhanced treble that is supposed to excel with binaural recordings and things that have that sort of earphone-based transparency. For my basic use, the ER4S is the all-around workhorse that just really tackles anything with superb quality and is just very studio reference quality in general. It comes with a lot of different accessories. I'll go over some of the different ear tips in another video. These are just a few of the ear tips I use. And then it comes with, the P model comes with an adapter that is a 75 ohm resistor in series with each channel that basically replaces or adds this resistor that's part of the S series by default. So this adapter turns the P series into the S series because it's the resistance that affects the treble response. Literally, it makes it the exact earphone. Now here are some of the filters that I was talking about, and I'll show you those in a later video. There's a red metal filter and some green plastic filters. This is a filter changing tool, which I'll go into that in another video. And it comes with a pleather pouch, which is basically just a simple open pocket with a little velcroed pouch on the side. That's nice. If you learn how to wrap the cables well, they fit nicely in here. However, I personally do prefer the durability of an Altoids tin, which is almost the exact same size. Maybe a little bit thicker, but not really. And it protects them a little bit better, and it's just a little bit easier to use. And then they come with the Etymotic Research ER4 box here, which right there are some of the specifications and things. Let's see. If you want to pause this, you could probably look at that. It's also on their website. And then it comes with this sort of a storage box, and the snap, once open, reveals sort of a pocketed foam cutout with a little manual and a warning guide, and sort of long-term storage. Now, what I like about this yellow piece of paper here, and this is probably the most important thing that I would stress, is that it tells you a deep seal in the ear canal is essential. If the ear tips do not seal properly, there will be a loss of bass, and outside sounds will not be blocked adequately. Use the ear tips that seal best. Use the ear tips that seal best. I'm going to say that one more time. Use the ear tips that seal best. Because seriously, if you're not getting the right fit and the right seal, you are going to think that these are a bright, bassless, crappy earphone, and why in the hell would anyone like this earphone? They're stupid, they're crazy, what were they thinking? But with the right fit and the right seal and the right ear tip, they truly become a much more neutral, natural reference sound with a good level of bass, still low on the sub bass, that is inherent to the earphone, but they're much better overall thickness in the lower end when they fit properly. And you can listen to a song, and everything just sounds balanced, everything sounds detailed, everything sounds neutral. It's awesome. So I can't stress that enough. So I'm going to end that here. Again, this is just the basic overview. I love these earphones. I paid about $300 for them. You might be able to get them cheaper. I think they go for $250 on some places. If you get the P model, it's essentially the same thing if you add the adapter, which is included with the P model, and I believe it might also come with an airline adapter, but I'm not sure. That's sort of the ER4S in a nutshell. Highly recommend it. Anyone who is interested in studio quality sound, a reference neutral frequency response that's balanced across the spectrum, it's just more revealing overall in the entire spectrum of details. Anyone that likes that sort of sound absolutely should check out the ER4S. Anyone that works in a server room or a loud environment and needs isolation, check out the ER4S. These puppies go from 30 to 42 decibels in noise reduction depending on the tips and your fit. That's better than any earplug on the market. Some of the Howard Layton earplugs, I believe is what you call them, they do 32 decibels, 33 decibels. These are more than those. And these are earphones, not earplugs. But if you need an isolation in your work environment or in your listening environment, highly recommend these because they give you your own little studio enclosed isolation booth to listen to music in, which is awesome. Oh yeah, they have this clip too, shirt clip. Noise of the cable isn't too bad. Some people complain about it. I don't really have a problem myself. With the shirt clip clipped on, it helps a lot, and there are different mods to wear these over the ear, which further helps. Needless to say, some people consider them, I'd say, moderate to high noise on the cable. I consider them low to moderate myself. That's just my opinion. Maybe it's the way I use my earphones. I don't run with these. I don't work out with them. So I guess it really depends on your use. Try them out, see what you think. But that's the ER4S in a nutshell. Check out my other videos for the topics of the filters, the ear tips, the fit, and many other things, more detailed audio analysis. But needless to say, this is my favorite earphone to date, one of them by far, if not the best in my opinion, ER4S.